The crazy part to me, though, is that it seemed like he could have just given the money back and walked away from it. He knows that money came from a fraudulent place.
But that's the crazy.
Everyone knew that. Like, I knew that. So
Okay,
he obviously knew that.
But think about talking about giving the money back. The money is in a place that the feds know where the money is. Because if they didn't, they wouldn't have been able. Think about this.
Maybe not. Maybe not. You know, a lot of times you have money like that. It's all types of offshore bank accounts. And yeah, maybe they knew he had the money, but they couldn't get to it. And maybe the deal was, listen, give it back.
Can they get to it now with him 20 years in jail?
I don't know, but he's 20 years in jail. So they got something out of it.
I feel sorry for him. Bless up to him. But hey, the love of money is the root to all evil.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
And if you got a plea deal and they said, we got no criminal charges, we have, in order to do that, we have all this on you.
Yeah.
You remember what Little C said? Little C is like, how y'all gonna say I snitch when they told me everything?
Right. They had the phones tapped.
Right. He said, they told me everything that they had. This is all the stuff that they have. So I'm not telling them anything that they don't have.
Right.
That's not snitching.
Right.
So if somebody were to say, hey, you had to give the money, maybe he didn't have it to give back.
Maybe not.
But he should have given back
what he had.
Some of what he had, or figured it out. If you figured out where to put it, you can figure out how to put it back in the way you need it.
Yeah,
so Leonardo had to give back a Picasso.
Leonardo had to give the money back. He gave it all back. He cooperated. He took the stand against Pras, basically saying, I had no idea. I was just doing a movie. You know, not only did my lawyers vet this guy, but we brought in an outside legal firm to vet him, and everyone said he was okay. So we did the movie. Ended up being a hit movie. You know, one of Leonardo's best.
Right.
But ultimately, it was all financed with stolen money. Yeah, it's crazy. And man, listen, I get it. You're in a superstar group. You're in one of the greatest hip hop groups ever that goes diamond on their second album. But the talent is Lauryn Hill and Wyclef, right? Just to keep it 100. I think he would agree with that.
Well, I would say this.
Well, you wouldn't agree with that? You wouldn't agree with that?
I think Pras bought what was needed.
Yeah.
In that.
I guess.
I say the same thing about the Lox. They can say what they want about Styles P and Jada. Without the third, maybe the third wheel is the wheel that turns everything. It may not be the wheel with all the engine.
I understand that, but when you look at the solo careers of the other two members, it's head and shoulders. Like Lauryn Hill dropped what I consider the greatest female rap album of all time.
Correct.
Miseducation. There is not a single female rapper that I can name that had a better project than Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Correct.
Not Nicki, not Foxy, not Lotto, not Lil Kim, not MC Lyte, not anybody. She shit on every female rapper, period, with that project.
Mm.
And then Wyclef had an unbelievably, stoic career. Like, songs, songs with Shakira that went, the theme to the World Cup,
I'm telling Pras
to all types of Grammys, to all the Santana stuff, to all the solo albums, to, Maria, to, Gone Till November, to, everything. And look, Pras was sort of the third man, on that totem pole. And, the Ghetto Superstar was a cool little song, but it wasn't on the level of the other two. And he looked like he was found a way to ball out like everyone else.
Yeah.
But that money wasn't his.
None of the money we have is ours.
I don't know about that.
Let me
money
say
in my
this.
bank account's mine. I've earned it. I pay my taxes.
I'm going to say this about what I meant, because people are going to see this. And when you're in a tricycle, the two wheels in the back are the unless you're on a tricycle where you're pedaling the front of the tricycle. But if you're in a tri-bike, the two wheels on the back have the motors to it.
Mm-hmm.
The wheel in the front steers it, make sure it stays straight on path. We didn't know how good Takeoff was. I tell people this all the time. No one realized that Takeoff was probably better than Offset and Quavo, right? Until he dropped his own solo album. And then when he's not around, you start realizing, oh, it's really his voice I'm hearing. So I just think when you're in a group that has three, it may always seem like one, but they can't survive. They can't balance without the three. So
I get it. Listen,
right.
I mean, did most people like Q-Tip better than Phife? Yes, but were people checking for Q-Tip solo stuff the way they were for Tribe Called Quest? No.
Right. Some people may be better when they're solo because they don't have to share the stage too.
In the case of Tribe, no.
Right.
You know?
But you think Q-Tip is better than
Phife? Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think everyone thought Q-Tip was, Q-Tip was the favorite during that time. Phife made the group, made a Tribe Called Quest. And there is lots of songs that I'm very glad Phife is on. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand. The driving force is Q-Tip though.
Yeah, I think so. He was like the lead rapper of that, of that group. But when he went solo, I don't think people were really checking for him like that.
The Vibrant thing was dope.
It was cool. I think he had his moments.
Right.
But it wasn't like Tribe. Tribe was like, it shifted the culture, I felt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, that almost started a new wave in hip hop that Kanye sort of carried on years later.
I wish we can have a hip hop show. I'm telling you, I know more about hip hop than anything about basketball, except how to play it.